Ladies and gentlemen, more than 24 hours have already passed since that controversy with Julian Alvarez, with Atletico Madrid, with Real Madrid in the derby, and it was pure cinema. Let's say it for what it is. I am done crying about it as a Barca fan. It's frustrating, but even UEFA has come out and said now that that is a little bit of a ticky tack and they may change the rule because of what happened to Atletico Madrid. It doesn't mean that it was the wrong call. As a matter of fact, UEFA said it's the right call because he did touch it, but the spirit of the law is that you don't want players to double touching the ball, but that's not what Julian Alvarez was doing. But hey, what was Oblak doing in that last penalty kick against Rudiger? And that is what I'm saying, that Madrid is so lucky in every single game in the Champions League is because Oblak or any other keeper would have stopped that shot, and Oblak just totally whiffs, and he's getting a huge pass. Nobody's talking about him because everybody's talking about Julian Alvarez. But anyway, let's get into the game plan now that we are calm and that we can talk about the game plan from Ancelotti, the game plan from Simeone, and how both teams wanted to come out. So this is basically a clash of two teams that play fairly mirror each other. They play very close. They play 4-4-2, and both teams came out with Chouameni and Modric. And as far as Barrios and De Paul, they were both like the middle. That was the battle of the middle of the field, and we would never know. We will never know exactly how Simeone was gonna draw this game because he was one man down, and he did not came out in attack particularly, but he found a goal within 28 seconds. So that changed things, and he changed what he wanted to do. And I was so eager to know what he wanted to do in this game where he needed to attack. I wanted to see him, kind of what was the system that he wanted to do. But I'm gonna show you exactly how he broke Real Madrid's defense. That's how Simeone and Atletico Madrid found the first goal. And you can see, I think Valverde should be a little bit further. And I think the same thing goes for all Real Madrid players. And Mendy should be a little bit closer to Simeone here. So, yeah, so the pole is basically all by himself right here. And you're going to see him on the next play. So he's just going to sprint and is just gonna cross, and what Simeone is, that's basically like a mirror so that to fake Asensio, and Gallagher is right there for the taking, and it's an incredible goal. There's nothing Courtois can do there, so we'll never know exactly how they wanted to come out. But what Real Madrid did do is, instead of playing the double pivot, they went and sent Modric to play a little bit more of a center mid type of kind of like a CDM, and Atletico Madrid was going to let things play out with the 4-4-2 line, but then they are going to send all their guys back and play with the low block that we all know and love from Cholo Simeone, right? And that's going to generate a little bit of a problem for Real Madrid because that is going to leave Lucas Modric way too high in every single play. And Jude Bellingham was really frustrated in this game because he was helping Lucas Modric. He was helping with the attack, with the defense. And this is where, a player like Pedri is so underrated because he can do so many things, and his assignment is so specific that he never is going to get frustrated like Jude Bellingham got frustrated in this game. And it's in part by Real Madrid and the assignments that they are going, the assignments that they get from Ancelotti. And as we can see, what Real Madrid wanted to do is pressure, basically a high pressure, to leave Atletico Madrid no space. And you can see these lines right here. It's basically meaning where he should be going. And what Atletico Madrid was doing is they were passing the ball back to the keeper, and the keeper had wanted none of it. And they have no spacing, and that's where Barcelona is so much better at this because they know how to link up with these these midfielders right here. And that's the big problem for Atletico Madrid in this game. They could not find open spaces. Real Madrid is going to pressure and find a corner kick because Oblak had no idea what he wanted to do, so he just got it, pushed it out of bounds. Yeah, that's kind of what he wanted to do there. So um, as far as Atletico Madrid, they are going to start dropping back, and Real Madrid is going to start pushing. And you're about to see they went back to the 4-4-2. They were playing very, very low block, and you're about to see it right here. Look, so what do they wanted to do here? So basically, uh, Atletico Madrid just crowded this whole area and didn't want to leave either Mbappe or Jude every time they would, try to come out and attack. And Rodrigo, they always had a one on two, so they never had anybody to associate with. Valverde was too far away, Mbappe was too far away, Modric was too far away, so it made things incredibly difficult for Real Madrid, and they really just couldn't get anything going on the whole entire first half. And you can see it right here how frustrating the front three was. There's nobody open. Benicio Jr. has two men on him. There's either, there's one more right here, there's one more there. Mbappe has two players with him, and essentially Rodrigo had two players with him. And, you can see right here how even Fede Valverde had a man on him, just in case he wanted to take a shot where he loves. We all know how he loves to do that. And that's one thing that Atletico Madrid did is they would attack with essentially 2, 4, 6 players, and they were always leaving no space for Real Madrid here. They were always drop back with four, and it was like a 4-on-2 if they had a counter. So it was very difficult for Real Madrid, even with the transition plays, to be able to generate any offense, because Atletico Madrid was always very, very disciplined to the way they wanted to play this game. And as far as what they were doing on offense, on this area of the field, Real Madrid was playing way too soft and leaving Atletico Madrid too many space, and were not pressuring. And every time Atletico Madrid, would get the ball in this area of the field, they always generated either a shot or a throw ball, or Julian Alvarez would, be open all of a sudden. And that's where Real Madrid was missing a tactical defensive game plan. And I don't want to bash on Mendy because he did had a pretty bad game. I think his rating was like 6.6, but Mendy was left, all on an island way too many times. As you can see, there's four Real Madrid defenders, but there's a 2-versus-1 basically, and he would never try to go attack because he was always left in on an island. So he would never try to associate with Vinicius Jr., which left Vinicius Jr. a lot of issues when he wanted to attack and sort of do like a give and go and like a 1-2-1-2. And every time they would attack, Real Madrid, what they wanted to do is what they did is instead of having Valverde on the as a right back, they moved him to the middle of the field, and now he was like a sort of like a number 10 type of Dani Olmo type of player. And see, they were trying it out. They move Modric to the right, kind of like a fake right back, midfielder type of deal. But he wasn't. He was having a lot of issues in transition. As soon as Atletico Madrid gets the ball back, he was always left behind. He didn't have enough in the tank to make this transition defensive plays, if you would say it that way. You can see here Gallagher had too much space to attack Real Madrid. And this is where I am going to give Asensio his flowers. People say Asensio, Cubarsí. In my opinion, Asensio is a very, very good player, a rising star. So fast, and he was covering, as you can see right here. I'm going to show you. Here is Lucas Modric, and he needs to be with him. And this is basically a counter. And almost every time Asensio was, getting to these transition plays because his speed is so incredible. He's incredibly fast. He's very very smart. He's doing such a great job for them. And even on the left side, he was covering for Mendy as well. So he was covering a lot of issues on the left and the right backs, and that would have been an issue had he had not been there, or not done such a great job at it. They would have had a lot of defensive wounds that they didn't have because he was playing at such a high level. And you can see right here, Camavinga came in, and that was huge for Real Madrid. A lot of people are not going to see that, but Camavinga coming into this game, associating with Valverde, gave a lot of energy to the midfield. And we can see here, Lucas Vasquez came in for Lucas Modric to play his right back role. And quite frankly, when he came in, things were a lot better for Real Madrid, as far as like a man-on-man type of play. And what I was saying about the energy from Camavinga and Valverde in the midfield, Camavinga recuperated and recovery here. This ball where the Real Madrid is going to play in transition, and that's the play where Kylian Mbappe was able to finally break through that Chinese wall that Simeone had put on him in the front three. And that's where Lenglet makes the foul, makes a mistake, which, by the way, now that I'm looking back to it, that should have been a red card in my opinion. And then we all know what happened with Vinicius miss kick right here. This is where the game should have ended. Essentially, I would have rather Vinicius score here because we would have known what happened with Julian Alvarez and the bogus call that was called. And Madrid scores right here. You end the game. So Atletico, if you're Atletico, you had an incredible chance to beat Real Madrid. You found a goal at the 20th second, and that was perfect case scenario. Real Madrid didn't play well. Your game plan was on point. Real Madrid struggled with your game plan, and Real Madrid missed the only time where the defense made a bad play. Real Madrid misses a PK, and you can't be blaming the refs for this game essentially because the game was there for the taking. Real Madrid was to be had that night, and you couldn't get it done. It just boils down to that. And basically after that, Atletico Madrid played the extremely low block. Even Real Madrid tried to get a goal in overtime by pushing the line all the way up high to the middle of the field, kind of like a Barcelona would do. But they couldn't do it. They couldn't break the lines, and this is where Real Madrid is missing somebody who could, like a Sorla type of player, where you can cross and find somebody who could get a good header on the ball, or maybe like a Joselu, for example, somebody who can play a typical traditional number 9 and move CBs around and create some spaces. In my opinion, that's where Real Madrid kind of fell in this game. And then we all know what happened from there. Mbappe came in, Valverde scored, Julian Alvarez, and Llorente missed a big, bad penalty kick as well. The controversial Julian Alvarez, we already touched on that. And at the end of the day, what's his name? Rudiger came in, and I thought he was gonna score a really good penalty kick because I've seen him done it before, and he actually whiffs. And Oblak could have done a much better job, and that should have been a stop. And would have given Atletico Madrid another chance to in the series and make come back in the series, and maybe they'll score the next one, and maybe Madrid misses the next one. Who knows? But that's neither here nor there. That's basically it for this game plan. To me, it was a magical night. It was a great game for a Barcelona fan who is not rooting for neither of these two teams. It was good cinema, in my opinion. But hey, you let me know down in the comments. Do you agree with what I'm saying? Do you agree with this analysis? What would you have done differently? Let me know down in the comments.